Hey, this is Shadow Child from AKU Clan with another build for Fallout 76. This time we're doing a Power Armor Heavy Gunner build. It's another one I've been messing around with and a few friends who actually run, and it's really fun to see them just mow people down and not take any damage. Going on first is, of course, a heavy strength build. We got Blocker. You take 45% less damage from your opponent's melee attacks. When you're up in the face of multiple enemies and they're all smacking you, you want to be able to take less damage so you're not taking all that mass damage and radiation. Up next, of course, you're going to have all three of your heavy gunners, but we're only going to have them on level 1 with the bonus of, 30 damage total. Next up is your full charge. Sprinting and power armor consumes half as much fusion energy core. It can really add up when you're running through a map and you're doing a lot, especially in a nuke area. So full charge really comes in handy, and you don't really need where it consumes no extra fusion energy core, because once your core gets low, you can always just server swap, and it fills all the way back up. Next up is bare arms. Heavy guns weigh 6% less. We're already putting 2 points in it, so we can basically make those guns weigh a little more than half their weight. So you're not built up with these 10 to 20 plus pound weapons or 40-pound weapons. It helps out a lot. Of course, you can switch that if you feel like you don't need the extra weight loss. Next up is lock and load. We want this at 3 points, as we want to reload these big weapons as fast as possible to get back to killing. Of course, next is bullet shield. Gains 60 damage resistance while firing a heavy gun. That's that's less damage you're going to be taking holding that big ass gun and mowing down enemies. That'll be it for strength, because the rest is just heavy gunners. Perception, we want 4 points in refractor. You gain plus 4 energy resistance. It's another resistance that you're going to want against, robots and other creatures that shoot off energy. Next is endurance, our second highest skill point. You want your animatium skeleton, so your limb damage is completely eliminated. You want your fireproof, so you can take 6% less fire damage, because it's a thing. Rad resistance, you want to be able to resist more radiation so you're not taking more damage on top of when you're getting hit by melee or anything else. Helps out a lot. And of course, ghoulish. You know how I love ghoulish. Radiation now regenerates even more of your lost health. You're going to be hit with a lot of radiation in this game. It's one of the main points of this game. And less radiation and healing from it is always amazing. And of course, you want your strength built up. So radical is really good to have. The greater your rads, the greater your strength, with a plus 5 max strength. That can bring you up to 20. Excuse me. Going on to charisma, we got bodyguards. This is built around a team build, because if you're being a tank, why be a tank by yourself? Might as well be in a team. If you're not in a team, you can always switch these out for other things. Bodyguards, you gain plus 12 damage and any resistance up to 36 for each teammate, excluding you. Which, of course, if you have a full team, that's plus 36 damage and energy resistance. Next up is Suppressor. Reduce your target's damage output by 30% for 2 seconds after you attack. And, of course, Tenderizer, make your target receive 7% more damage for 10 seconds after you attack. So as you're targeting all these creatures and mowing them down with your weapon while your teammates are also shooting at them, you can do a lot of damage, and that extra 7% does really put on a pack and helps out your teammates, do a little more damage as well. Going on to agility. Action boy or girl, get those action points regenerate faster, especially if you're running around in your suit. Your action points are really good, especially if you need to VATS up. Dodgy, avoid 30% of incoming damage at the cost of 30 action points per hit. This is where action boy or girl really comes in play, because that's less damage you're going to want to be taking as you're mowing everybody down. Yeah, other than dodgy and running, you're not going to really need your action points, since you're just going to be mowing people down with the gun. You're not going to be doing much melee, so that your action points will be spent to protect yourself. And of course, last is Adrenaline. Gain 10% of max 60% damage for 30 seconds per kill, and it refreshes with kills. So as you're mowing multiple, your damage is increasing, and then you can just mow down little targets and then take all that bonus damage onto your main target and just hit them for mass damage really quick. Now, of course, I used all points out. There's nothing in intelligence, nothing in luck. And, of course, a lot of these you can be switched around, like your adrenaline, dodgy, action boy, girl. If you didn't want to use these here, you can move to something else. If you're using bodyguard, you can also switch that out for, lone wanderer or, anything else you're really wanting to move. I prefer, if you're in this class is really made for a team and power armor and using heavy guns. That's basically the whole point of it. So these all really work really well with it. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Leave down a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the build and like my other builds and like to see more. If there's any kind of build you guys would like to see, definitely let me know and I would be happy to make them. I work on builds all the time and trying to figure out what I like the most and ones to help other people out, especially if you don't know much about the game and you're learning and you like to have a path to follow, you know, going through as a guide. Shout out always for you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.